backwards. So we're 2 minutes to go. Well, you should be where you were when you came in. I mean, I came in 2 seconds after it started. But if you know you're at the back and you can see, you might be able to see my light green hat. I'm on the right hand side at the front. But anyway, 1 minute 10 seconds. Let's just concentrate on the timings now, because I have been known to listen to the chat and not to call anything. 1 minute and 3. No, you're not ramping it up. This is the gorillas trying to kill you from behind, and all you got to do is beat everybody else. There's no gentle. No, Goga. When it hits 3 seconds, you got to put absolutely flat. You got to go orange figures to get going. And it's 30 seconds now. 25. 20. 15. Good luck, everyone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Go, 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 go! Well, I'm sitting at the front at the moment. Orange hair's gone by. We're just waiting for Alex to catch up, it looks like. So Alex is the pink Tron. Yep. Too fast. Okay, still 7 back. I'm 5 back. How are you doing, Ross? Ross, if you can hear me, you're 10 seconds back. What do you want to do? Are you sure? All right. I think Ross has got the power to get up the hill anyway. You all right, Marky? Huh. There he is. Just what we're doing, I think. I mean, I'm running 160 beats a minute, so not too bad. How you doing, Marky? Yeah. I can't see Ross at all now. Okay, you'll probably come up again, probably on a different bit of road. Sometimes the results only show for the section you're in, you know. So we're on the KOM and you should soon be approaching it. You remember what I said about the best laid plans? Well, so you've appeared on the screen again. No 4.5s and 4.6s please, Alex. Alex? We're out of your draft. No worries. Trevor's about 3 seconds back. I'll come off at 9:45. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and I've eased. We're doing okay. Alex, there's a guy in front of us on his own, but Trevor's not quite caught us. We eased a little bit. Sprint a bit to catch us, please, Trev. Okay, we want to go fast because we don't want them catching us. Extra power. Don't string out here. All right, we can go by. Yep. High power through the gate. How are you two doing? Yes. Let's go then. All right, Trevor. Good pull, Tim. Good catch, Trevor. Alex, steady. Thank you. You saw it before I did. So we're going to go left here. I hope. Yes. So far so good. All up, yep. Good pace, Alex. Good pace. Excellent. What's your heart rate, Nate? I hit 195 and Tuesday, and I'm 67. I know. Years of doing audaxes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I won the, yes, well ACB didn't really exist until I started winning the championships. Yeah, I won 6 consecutive and hold the UK record, all comers, and the same in the veterans. Yeah. I took the record off Steve Abraham. With his help. 3 o'clock in the morning, so near Barnstable, riding a 600, and he comes up beside me. Hello, Mike. Grab my wheel. Yeah. Steady, Alex. Yeah. Alex, you're 2 seconds ahead of us. My fault for talking. Can you, sorry, stop a complete revolution so we can catch you? We're still not there, so your still pedals are still going round. That's it. Stay at 0, not 2.5. We're still having to chase you. There we go. Listen, if we're ages behind you, stop altogether and then use your excess power to catch as we go by. No, that's my fault for talking. I've done far worse as well. As have we all. .6 to go. Don't forget to drink. Yep. Hopefully the lactate will have gone from my legs that I built up whilst chasing. Yes, 4th. So I'm despair at the moment. You see we're 27 seconds ahead of Hawks now. Yes. What they do is they keep the same power up as when before we went by. But of course if they keep the same power when we go by, then they just sticky draft onto us and tell us we should speed up. But we're already going fast enough to overtake them by at least 30 seconds. Now, we're going to go up that hill that's ahead of us, which is about 3/4 of a kilometre, Trevor. You're a star. No 5.6s, please. Please don't go past these unless we're all together. Alright Trevor, thank you. Yeah. I'm just doing this to get by the guy. "184 beats a minute. Too much." Can you ease it back to 3.2, please? Okay, a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Bit less. Good. Bit. Tim, ease please. Tim, slower. Marky's 5 metres back. We need him. Alex, slow right back. Here we go, 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 go. Well done guys. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Oh, watch out. Not sure what it's supposed to be. 9.4 to go. Need you guys in front of me really, because I'm only mind you, Alex is faster than me on the flat anyway. Thank you again, Trevor. Thank you again, you did lots of good pulls. Appreciate it. Give them a wave. Unfortunately, you can't use just 2 fingers, or 1. They're 45 seconds back. Power, 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 come on, push. Not too fast, thank you. Let's go past him. Alex, you alright? Alex. Oh shit. Where are you? 3 seconds back. Come on, catch us. Please. Alex, 10 seconds and you lost power. Right, we've got no power showing at all at the moment. Trevor, you're our fourth man. Alex, you're showing power now. If you want to run at 4 watts a kilo if you can. Try and catch us. We need you. Alex, whatever time you finish, that's our time. So Can you keep going? How far back are you? We don't really want to catch these guys. If we're going to be white and white, there's only 3 of us, we've got no right to go through. Well, I'm looking for opinions really. 27.8, 2.2 to go. You just sort of stay here and then sprint at the end. Well, that's 2 teams mixed up anyway, isn't it? Okay. 1.2 to go. Point 7. Keep it going. Through. Come on, Alex. Come on. Push, push, push. Sprint at 300 watt. You're done. Well done. Are you still out there, Trevor? Good guy. I think I will next week. Alex, your finishing time was 76:07.1 less 27. That's 49.07. And you're showing 3.6 watts a kilo. Well, I got 3.1 on the screen with 171 average heart rate, but yours will be all over the place because of the dropouts. How far to go, Trevor? Do you know, that's, well, on the screen, according to this, Alex finished in 76:07.1 and the next rider was Trevor in 76:37. So you were 29.9 seconds behind. That's all. Yeah, but 3.1 or 3.2 for 20 minutes is one thing, but we did nearly an hour. Well, you can't rely on a time trial to give you a true, unless it's a solo one. I was hanging on and doing no work a lot of the time there. I still averaged 3.1. And Alex did a lot of work on it, but Tim did an awful lot of work. He'd averaged 3.3. That's pretty good. Because what with a video recording that I will put online. I'll put a link to it in due course on the ENGorge tech site. Tim will remember being asked to ease off quite a few times by me, and that would have knocked his power back. So you know, it's like carrying a bag of shopping and the eggs at the top are always trying to escape, you know. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to thank you all individually, and enjoyed riding with you all. And I'm sorry that you had these issues that weren't fair. And is Ross still out there? I don't know. There you are. You were 2 riders after Trevor in 77.15, and you averaged 3.1. So how can you do that? Yeah. I have never done 800 watts. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So as soon as you drop, yeah. Yeah.